Hello, and I'm back for part 2 on this discussion on habits, or changing habits, more accurately. So last time on Wednesday, I talked about procrastinating on the habits that I wanted to change. The most recent goals I've made to change. And kind of a mixture of the old goals I had that have improved, but could probably improve more.
I just wanna go to the deep end. I just wanna go to the deepest end. No planning, no stress, and no work, no trying to fix what we are. Just go to the deepest end.
As humans, we want to take the easier path. And that's what's made us be such good innovators, is because, hey, wouldn't it be easier if we could, talk to people at a long distance instead of sending these telegrams and letters? Wouldn't it be great to just hear their voice, talk to them? And so the telephone was invented, for example. Wouldn't it be great if we can get from here to there faster? So, going from walking to horses to trains to cars to planes. So, it's a good thing for inventions. There's a saying about inventions. I can't remember what it is, but it's related to laziness. I might link that below or put that on the screen somewhere. However, it's not so great when we need to make a change for ourselves, because we want the path of least resistance. And not everything can be that way. Losing weight, for example, it's if you want it to stick, if you want it to be a healthy way to do things, the best way is the long, hard way. No shortcuts. Because, I want this to stick, what I'm doing, to improve my health. That's my real goal. Sure, I'd like to look better, but health. I just am always afraid, oh my gosh, are my arteries clogging? I love cheese. I just feel that, I'm like, am I destroying myself? So I want to, and I don't want to get diabetes when I get older, all that stuff. And so I want to change. But there's another part of that. At the end of the day, we also want to do what we want to do. I don't want to get up in the morning. I don't want to do dishes. I don't want to cook. I just want to get, a lasagna from the Italian place, have them do it and bring it to me, and I want to sleep in more. Here's the part where I'm going to go into a video I watched by Chase Hughes. He talks about, and I'll link that in the description, he talks about how we can brainwash ourselves, basically, and change our habits by really training the animal brain, because the animal brain is, the part that wants to do things easier. Okay. And so for that, he has this acronym, FEAR. Changing something, most people have some kind of fear about making changes in their lives. Even if it's just fear of failure. Okay. Like for a long time, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to lose the weight. I always gain it back. Might as well not even try. Fear of failure is really what that was. So his acronym FEAR, okay, he has these words. F stands for focus. You give that goal undivided attention in the present moment. And then E is emotional involvement. You need to tie an emotion to your goal. And why emotionally do we need for the change? Why do we want this? What emotional reason do we want this? A, agitation. You disrupt the environment so that your brain pays attention to what it is you're wanting to do. You create a new environment that is focused, that's related to the goal. And, you know, you guys have probably heard of vision boards. I also have a vision board, and I'll share that with you. And then finally, there's repetition. The neurons bond the more you do something, so it becomes easier for you to do, and it's not such a big deal for that animal brain to keep doing it. Okay, now we're in my bedroom, and for the early morning goal, the thing that has worked this past weekend, both days, not just one, which has been the typical thing, I've been successfully getting up at 6:30, both Saturday and Sunday. And it is because I have this alarm clock. I moved it across the room from my bed so that I would have to get up and come over here and press the button and turn it off. And it goes off right at 6:30. And my rule is that I do not, see, I've done this kind of thing before where I've put my phone alarm or whatever on the other side of the room so I would have to get up. And sometimes that would work, and sometimes I would be like, I'm going back. It wouldn't work. I would get up, turn it off, and come back to bed. So why is this time different? Well, this thing has light that comes on in the morning. And around 6, and it'll gradually get brighter. The idea is that it's, like sunrise. And so I set my alarm for 6:30. At 6, there's a light. It starts shining light. And I usually wake up then. I'm like, oh, the light from the alarm thing is on. Okay. But I stay in bed, right? And so it's kind of like hitting snooze, right? Okay, the alarm's getting ready to go off. It's morning. There's light, but I'm going to not turn it off, not do anything to it. I'm just going to stay there. And then at 6, I noticed this morning at 6:20, it got a little brighter. 6:25, brighter still. And I was like, oh, wow, this is getting really bright. And then the annoying song comes on. It's kind of annoying. But it's supposed to be kind of gentle, but I don't really like it. But this song comes on, and so I get up, I come over here on the other side of the room, turn it off, and I'm like, okay, this is it, you gotta stay up. So that goes along with what I was talking about as far as focus, this thing. The light comes on, and that's getting my attention, right? And the emotional involvement, the need for change. The need for change on this early morning thing is really about getting things done and feeling better about myself on the weekends. And on weekdays, it's about feeling better, about being more prepared for the day, and going into work more relaxed, more confident, as opposed to frustrated, hurried, frazzled, not ready at all for the day, grumpy, all of that stuff. So that's the emotional part of this. The agitation is the disruption that I have to get out of the bed. And also this is a new environment thing. And it's a repetition. I've done it twice, only twice. But the more I do it, the better. Let's talk about the dishes. So, I don't want to show you this, but here are the dishes. Here is the coffee I had this morning, which we will talk about that. But here are the dishes from the last couple of days or so. Don't really want to talk about it too much. I've noticed that cleaning on the weekends a lot of the time, which I used to do cleaning on the weekends on a regular basis, that's when I have the most time, etc. However, since doing videos on the weekends mostly, actually I do videos during the week as well. I work on editing usually. I'm just kind of less inclined to clean because I'm like, I got to work on these videos. I got to get this done. I got to do that. And I want to relax, or I want to go out and do something fun. So, cleaning is low on the totem pole. I've changed my routine to carve out a time during the week in the evening to get cleaning done. So I find doing cleaning during the week instead of the weekends is a little easier. Just Tuesday night is usually pretty good for some reason. Tuesdays at work don't tend to be that taxing. And I have a little more energy on Tuesdays. And Tuesday's kind of a nothing day most of the time. Nothing else is going on. There isn't even anything particularly exciting on TV. So Tuesday evening is cleaning. The emotional satisfaction I get out of that's tied to this is when things are clean and I walk into my apartment after work and I'm like, this is so great. But I also kind of want to do like a vision board on my screensaver for my TV. Speaking of, let's see. I also wanted to show you my vision board. Now, it's not really how you're supposed to do it because most of the pictures are in black and white, except for the sunrise picture. This sunrise picture was cut out of a magazine. And it represents my goal of, getting up earlier. Therapist. Okay. What do? I think what I do for that also, so let me write this down. So for the therapist part, I think I need a visual, kind of a vision board reminder for that as well. So that can go with the cleaning stuff, or maybe, no. So the therapy and cleaning visual on TV screen saver. That way I'll see it and I'll remember, And I think that's what I'll do. There are other areas. Let's see, we talked about, and maybe I also add money, pictures of money on the TV screen to remind me to look into not just less spending, but more active saving, investing, that sort of thing. So this morning, instead of making my own breakfast, I went to Bigby and got a coffee and bagel. Okay. And that was about $7 something, so I'm going to put $8. Okay. And the idea is to put what I've spent. These are all other things, doctor's appointments and such, on here to be like, hey, to bring attention, right? The agitation, the focus, because my budget stuff is all on my phone and on my computer, and I can choose not to look at where I'm at and not put it all together like this. This tells me, this will be this week, okay? This will tell me what I've done this week. Okay, I'm gonna write down every time I go through a drive-through or DoorDash. So that's my plan, that's my fear plan. Focus, emotion, agitation, and repetition. And check out Chase Hughes' video on brainwashing yourself. And until next time, be good to yourself.